Hello guys. Good morning. Welcome guys to this your English class. I hope that you are feeling today really good. Today, as you can see, guys, we are going to start with the Unit 7 and the Unit 8. This is what we have for this week. We have a lot of work to do, so I need that you continue up studying really hard. I could see that you were doing really well on your midterm test exam. So we are going to continue with these two units by this week. So starting it up, I already attached the material on Google Classroom, so you will be able to take a look at it. As you can see here, we have our objectives. The first ones here, we have it from the two units. I have already attached also the song of the week. I hope you like it. It's really good. It's called Take Your Dancing by Jason Derulo. It's a little bit fast, but it's a challenge that you have for this week. As always, I used to attach the glossary. The glossary is in order to check the vocabulary of each unit. There is a really good video of a game um, of Jimmy Fallon by The Tonight Show. And here there is attached the two units PDF, Unit 7, Unit 8, and the workbook. So there is some videos explanation about the grammars in case that you need to rehearse besides this explanation that I will be giving you right now. All right, so going straight up, this is the portal of the Unit 7. Look at this, well-being. It's almost my well-being, not but well-being, the ending of my name. All right, so look at this photo. As you can see in this beautiful morning, as that you see, a jogger goes for a run on a cool autumn day in Berlin, Germany. This is an amazing country. It's really beautiful. So if you can, try to visit them. She is running. I already finished. I was also uh, juggling over here in a way to Waigui. But I finished already. So this is our goals for this Unit 7. You're going to learn how to describe symptoms when you don't feel well. So when you feel something, that this is something I can say really important, because actually if you are in the United States or in any other country that they just speak in English, and if you feel something in your body, right, you don't know how to express that feeling that you have. All right, so this way I will be teaching you the vocabulary and a grammar that is very easy, using have or feel to express, like I have a headache, or my arms hurt, or I feel dizzy. Those are words from the vocabulary and grammar that you will be selecting. So also you're going to give, accept, and reject serious health advice. When somebody is giving you a health advice, how you can give those advice, or accept it, or say no to those. Also, you're going to be talking about modern health problems. And finally, describe some health tips that you've been given, okay, that somebody gave to you. Um, in today's part, I want to explain you that is over here in the material, the exposition by this for this week, guys. You're going to talk about your favorite leisure time activity and what activity you do to stay alive, to stay active. Actually, if you don't know what is leisure time, is your free time. What is your favorite activity that you do on your free time? And what activity you do to stay active? Maybe you run, or used to play any other sport. So you have to create a video explaining all of that, okay? And if there is some tips of health that you, some healthy tips that you want to share to us or to me, just say it out loud in the video. And as always, remember to attach it on Google Classroom. All right, so actually here we're going to start up with the vocabulary. The lesson A name is this. How do you feel? A word that is very used. We say, how do you feel today? As you see here, we have two friends fist bump. The fist bump is this thing. Right now with the coronavirus, this is the thing that we used to do because we don't used to give the hand to shake hands. We used just to fist bump or elbow. You do this. All right, so there is a really interesting video that I will be playing to you in order for you to complete this exercise that is on the first page. But let me take a look. Let me see if I can play it for you. So here they say the title of this is it better to shake hands or fist bump?
To shake or bump? That, my friends, is the question. Ah, the handshake. For ages, a person's handshake has represented an offering of peace, a sign of congratulations, and a symbol of mutual agreement. But is handshaking the safest or cleanest way of saying hello? Could there be another method? What about the fist bump? Dr. Tom McClellan knows about the importance of clean hands. He's a surgeon, so he conducted a study that's in the Journal of Hospital Infection and asked the question, is it better to shake or bump?
In the hospital environment, we're confronted by handshakes all day, and we know that a handshake is enough to transmit infectious diseases. But what we wanted to learn is whether a fist bump, which has grown from pop culture obscurity to mainstream popularity, was cleaner than a handshake. Were there actual medical benefits to a fist bump rather than a handshake?
So, Dr. Tom and his team of researchers set up the following test. They traveled throughout the hospital shaking hands with 20 other healthcare workers. Along the way, they pushed elevator buttons, used door handles, typical stuff. When they were finished, they planted their hands in a petri dish to see how many germs they had collected. Then they repeated the entire process, but this time, instead of handshakes, they fist bumped.
We found that the growth after 72 hours of incubation of bacteria on the handshakers was 4 times greater than that on fist bumpers.
Think about that. 4 times more. You'll have 4 times less yuck on your hands if you bump instead of shake. 4 times less means your chance of spreading, catching, and becoming a walking germ bag is reduced big time.
We think if you're able to reduce the amount of germs on your hands by 400%, now that's significant.
Feel better with a fist bump.
To learn and see more, visit us at pikewoodcreative.com.
All right, excellent. So remember, if you have to repeat that part one more time of the video to complete this exercise, you can do it, all right? So just go back and play it again. So actually, that's the study they were doing. They say that when we used to shake hands, we used to collect more germs because probably you don't know what the other person was doing with that hand. Maybe it was in the restroom, actually was setting up the tail of the toilet and using many, all right, doing plenty of other things that actually a lot of people, they don't used to wash their hands pretty often. So try please to fist bump. I think that right now with the coronavirus, we have already learned that part. Also plenty of people, they love to go and kiss a person that probably they don't know. That is something that is not good at all. All right, so now yes, let's take a look to the vocabulary of the unit 7. We had it here. All right, so we're going to start out with the first, that is the lesson 8. And by tomorrow, you will have, remember, the next video explaining from the lesson B. So first one here, we have can stop plus ing verb. Okay, this is a word that you use in a sentence, actually. For example, I can't stop coughing. So I can't stop coughing is this when you are and you can stop all the time. If you have the coronavirus, you are doing that. You won't stop coughing. So you have to do it because that is a symptom that it used to make you do. Or I can't stop scratching. Scratching when you have piquiña, or we say to the poor people is raquiña, they used to say, right? So that is scratch, make you scratch. When you have an allergy, I can't stop shivering. When you are pretty scared, you are shivering. Or I can't stop sneezing. The allergy used to come with a sneeze, right? That is when you are you are so that is a sneeze. So you can stop sneezing if you have an allergy. And that is actually a structure that you can use to say that can stop plus a verb using the ing. So instead of cough is coughing. Instead of shiver is shivering. Also, another structure is use feel plus an adjective. Like for example, I feel dizzy. Dizzy, that is when you are like, maybe you were in a roulette playing, or if you are, in this case, weak, you will be feeling dizzy. All of these are actually synonyms of each one. Dizzy, I feel nauseous, right? The nauseous, you don't feel well in your stomach. Drowsy, drowsy is like when you are almost sleepy. You are exhausted. If you feel exhausted, and exhausted means very, very tiring. When you are pretty tired, you can say, "Oh, I am exhausted." I feel faint. Faint is when you are more than dizzy, that you fall down and somebody have to take you, and you faint. I feel weak. When you feel weak, it's like the opposite of strong. When you're not strong, you're weak. I feel weak, like that you don't want to do anything, like Bruno Mars. I feel sick. So any symptoms you feel on your body is probably because you're sick. If it's bad, a bad symptom, right? Also, the next structure is have plus the noun. For example, I have a stomach ache. It means that you have a pain in your stomach. It hurts. You're like, if you have diarrhea, you have a stomach ache probably. I have an earache. Earache, it's over here. You are like, yeah, yeah. A backache in your back, right? You have a pain in your back. A tooth, you have a toothache. That's something like, oh. A cut, when you have a cut, is probably when maybe you are doing something in the kitchen and you cut. So you say, oh my gosh, I have a cut. Next one is I have a sore throat. A sore throat here is this on your, you have a problem on your throat that you can do this, you cannot swallow because you have a sore throat. A fever is when you have the high temperature, almost on 40 degrees. That is the same, a fever and a temperature. I have a cold, or I have the flu. These two, they are maybe plenty of people get confused with a cold and the flu. Something, if you want to say flu, you cannot say I have a flu. People say that. That is incorrect because the flu is a virus actually. So you have the flu, the same as you have the coronavirus. Okay, you don't say I have a coronavirus. You don't say you need to say the, because this is a noun actually. I have the coronavirus. I have the flu. And a cold, this is something actually that if there is a change of temperature, probably if it's, right now it's very hot, and if you are in the street and immediately it starts to rain, and that rain, in this case, rain on you, you will have a cold. So you will be, achoo, I got a cold. So it is because of the change of the temperature you get that. That is considered as a cold, not the flu. The flu is if another person has the flu and that person transmit you that virus, okay? You get it. So that's the flu. Also, another structure is the possessive adjective plus noun and also the word hurt. This is when you want to specify one of your part of the body that you have a pain on them. For example, my arm is when you're, ouch, my arm hurts. All right, so you have my arm, and of course it needs to be in plural if it's just one because it's it. So hurts. My finger hurt. My fingers hurt. Okay, so my leg hurt. My back or my stomach hurt. Okay, so next one is blink. Blink actually is this. When you're blinking, right? This is something that is impossible for us to be like this all the time without blinking. Many people used to do games like the one who last more time without blinking, but they have to, of course, blink. Breathe, that is something really good that we can breathe. Yeah, oxygen. Next one is chew. All right, this is chew. Is this when you eat something, you have to chew, like the cheats or like the cow. They are all the time chewing. Make sense. When something makes sense, of course, is when something can be understandable. You can understand, right? A sentence. If I say I are a teacher, so I say I are, so that doesn't make sense. Okay, so that is actually the meaning of this. If you want to make sense, you have to say I am a teacher. And the last one is swallow. Swallow is when you are drinking something or when you are eating, you have to swallow. Swallow. Swallow, swallow, swallow. No, it's wiggle. So swallow, right? Okay, okay. So next part, we're gonna take a look to this. Let me open it up again. Here we have a reading, Adventure on a Mountain by Michael Yamato. Michael Yamato, who was in this case climbing, one of the best climbers ever. With these parts here, look, you will be completing to match the words following here. That I let you that as a homework. Same thing with this. Remember, guys, that you can call your partners in order to practice and to complete those exercises together so you can have more, you can develop your speaking skills. Same thing happened here with the listening. You can do it in pairs together. You can call to anybody and say, hey, do you want to do these exercises with me? Or do you want to practice this? Like over here that we have the speaking strategy. Actually, I will be explaining you this in one of the call that we will have in a folder, right? These are some useful expressions for giving serious advices. Like, in my opinion, you should, okay? Actually, this is if somebody tell you how they feel. If you say, I have a big headache. Oh gosh, I can't stand this. So you say, oh, well, in my opinion, you should go to the doctor if it's really hard. Or if it's just a little, I say, I have a headache, but it's okay. So you say, no, why don't you? So you can say that. Or I always advise people to take an aspirin, right? Or if I were you, it means that person puts in your shoes and they say, if I were you, I would take, or I take an aspirin. Or I think the best idea for you is to take an aspirin or to go to the doctor. When you are accepting the advice, you say, you are right, or you're right. Thanks for the advice. I will go to the doctor in a moment or in a while. Or, that makes a lot of sense. I give it a try. Or I'll try it and get back to you. And refusing, if refuse is like say no or don't accept the advice, you say, no, well, if you say, I feel nauseous. If a woman tells you all the time, I don't know why, I say, I feel nauseous, you say, you must be pregnant. Why don't you go to the doctor? You say, no, I'm not sure. Okay, I'm not sure that is that. Or that doesn't really make sense because I have no relationship or something like that. Okay, that is a way that they can refuse to the advice. All right, so next part over here is the grammar. The grammar of this lesson is very easy because it's similar to the vocabulary. You only have to study a lot these vocabularies. So this is the way that you describe symptoms. There are plenty of ways for you to describe the way you feel, using have or using the word feel. Okay, the pronoun plus have and a noun, like I have a headache. And also possessive adjective plus noun and a hurt. So you can say it separated if you want, just to say I have a headache. Or if you want to join it, because probably you have more than one thing, you can say I have a headache and my throat hurts. You say, okay. Or you can say, oh my goodness, I have fever and I can stop shivering with this. Look, I feel tired, or I have fever and I can stop shivering. I feel tired and I can stop shivering. So that's pretty much almost the same. All right, so those are only the two ways you can use to say, or you just can say the possessive adjective plus a noun, like, oh, if you don't know what exactly is the symptom that you have, you can say, I have a backache. Okay, I have a backache or a stomach ache. And simple as that, you just say that, you just describe it. As you can see over here, these are some common vocabulary that I was explaining you before. When you say can stop plus the ing, remember, is that you are repeating, doing the same thing. Like you are, I can stop, I can stop scratching. I don't know what happened. On page 206, here we have questions that you can say, you can ask to another person to see how they feel. Like the most common one is, how do you feel? Or you can say, does your head hurt? Or what hurts? Where does it hurt? The doctor asks you this question when you go there and you say, I don't feel well, doctor. I don't know what's going on. And you say, how do you feel? Like, what exactly? What hurts? And you say, I have a stomach ache and my back hurts. All right. And I think I have a temperature too. So they give you they make you a diagnostic to see what exactly is providing those things, all right, those symptoms. So actually that is everything about the grammar. I told you it's something very, very easy. You only need to know the structure here. I have or I feel. Also in the part of feel, you can say the verb to be. I am. Instead of say I feel tired, you can say I'm tired. That is pretty much the same. So with those symptoms and those in that grammar, you can complete these two conversations that we have over here. It says read the two conversations and complete the sentences. Use the correct form of verb to be, have, feel, can't stop, or hurt. So those will be completed here into this blanket. Also, you can just write a sentence looking at this picture. Look, what happened probably to this woman? You can say she has a stomachache. This man, he has a headache. And over here, probably she got the flu, right? Or she has a cold, probably. So because she's doing this, or she can stop sneezing. She's like achoo, achoo, achoo. All right, so that was actually everything, guys, for today. If there is something that you need to rehearse that you don't understand, remember you can go straight up to YouTube or in my materials that I attached. There are some videos that I would like, please, that you watch them. Don't stop watching those videos because they are really important. I used to select them, and they are pretty cool. If there is any question that you have, right, that you want to ask me something, remember, please text me. Some of you, I see that you are not saying anything. I just say that probably you understand what I'm saying. So try please to contact me if you have any doubt or text in the group, and I will be answering to your question. All right, so that was everything for today. I hope you have a wonderful day and be safe. Aloha.